For the past 3 decades, my life has revolved around my rescue centre, the Wildlife Aid Foundation in Surrey. Although I never know what's around the corner, there's a daily rhythm to life here which involves rescuing, rehabilitating, and hopefully releasing almost every form of wildlife that regards the British countryside as its home. One such challenge came on a recent balmy spring evening as I eagerly awaited the arrival of 2 orphan badgers.
It's very difficult. I love badger cubs. I absolutely adore them, but it's sad they're away from their parents. We'll find out the story when they get here. I've no idea what the story is. Being a badger group, they will have checked the sets. They will have seen if they can get them back. And obviously they can't, so they're coming in here, and they're the first 2 of the year. They'll be with us through now till about November. Hello, there's 2 ladies with a big cage.
Yes. Very big and cage, 2 little badgers.
The cubs have been on the road for several hours, and I'm keen to see how they're bearing up.
Hello, sweet. Oh.
The one underneath we haven't, she's a bit more stressed.
Yeah.
Okay.
They've been found in a neighbour's woodshed, and their parents were nowhere to be seen.
People have been watching to make sure there's been no adult visiting these.
Sure. I mean, Mum might have been killed, in which case they're going to not.
Yeah,
they're going to be looking for food.
You know, had a badger casualty.
Yeah.
There wasn't one that they were aware of, but that doesn't mean there hasn't been
No.
one, does it?
Look what's looking through the door. Now look at that, look. There she is.
Like a magnet.
Our new vet nurse Lucy joins us because I want her to make sure that these cubs don't have any medical problems that we should be concerned about.
We don't think they've been fed properly for maybe 3 or 4 days.
Right, okay.
So, iffy. So we need to weigh them and check them
You are
over.
feisty.
The other one's a bit more worrying. So let me just
Very
take this off
quiet.
the table for a minute while you have a check her over. I'm getting very
Are you
lively.
giving me please? Are you giving me please? I thought you were going to bite my ear. She's very thin, isn't she?
Yeah.
The cubs' weight will be an important indicator of whether they're thriving.
So you got to go in there. Stop making such a noise. You're going in there for a second. Yeah.
Eat it.
Go on, be good. There's a badger cub. There is a badger cub. Right, she's about, I would say, 2'4". I mean, I always worry about badgers' weight until they get to about 3 kilos, and then I start to lose. I don't panic so much. I would say that's going to settle down at about 2'4".
You are so wriggly.
So we'll call her 2'4".
Okay.
So that's that one done. She's found the hole. Have you, look. I've come out. I've come down to say hello. Now you're going to get stuck, aren't you? It's going to be a rescue release, isn't it?
I'm so glad you took her tonight.
It's going to be a rescue release.
character.
Go back.
You are, aren't you?
Go on. That's it. Right. Do you want to put her in? I'll get the other one
Are you
out.
going to call all your badgers this year?
We don't name our animals. We're trying very strongly to persuade our volunteers we don't name them.
regime then,
No, it's always been my regime. It's just a struggle with some of the volunteers. Look, they're all behind us smiling.
The smaller of the 2 cubs is nowhere near as lively. She seems to be very timid and withdrawn, and Lucy spots what looks like a discharge close to her ear.
I think it's just an ear infection, but I just want to have a look down before I put anything down the ear, like drugs and things, because I need to make sure that her eardrum is intact. Sweetheart. All right, darling. All right. That's good. I can actually see her eardrum. The ear's not red inside. It's just waxy.
Although there's no sign of infection, Lucy's still concerned at the cub's general condition and lack of energy. As a precaution, she gives her an antibiotic and some ear drops before we take both cubs across to a dry and warm deer shed to make sure they have a proper feed.
It's not going to be so easy, is it?
Oh.
Oh, you might need to make some more for that. Look at that. It's going down really well.
Whilst our feisty cub can't wait to empty the bottle, her sibling just doesn't seem to want anything at all.
This is the one I'm worried about.
If we can't persuade her to feed, there's a real risk that she won't survive.
I know you're really hacked off, but you've got to try and take some milk. Come on.
I decide that maybe she'll respond better to something a little more solid. A mixture of special formula milk and biscuits.
Oh, fantastic.
Okay, she's going.
And much to our relief, it seems to work.
I'm so pleased she's eaten. I really was worried about her. That's brilliant.
She doesn't need a bottle now, does she? She's going by herself. That's cool.
Oh, that's fantastic.
With both cubs watered and fed, it's time for bed. But like all youngsters, they don't seem too keen.
Don't you have a go at me? No. No. Daddy knows he's been doing it for 30 years. Don't you get a fight up with me. Come get your sister in with you. We can settle down. Come.
If you like our videos, please subscribe to our channel by pressing the red button. And make sure you hit the bell to get notifications of our latest content. If you want to help us save wildlife, please donate. Every £1 you give will help us to save more wildlife.